always want to clap my hands right there. How are you guys? Happy Monday. I'm so excited to finish this layout. It's been sitting on my table and it has taken every self-control of mine not to just like go in and add the final details, but I'm excited to do that with you guys. How are you guys? Are you guys excited? Are you prepped and ready for Thanksgiving? To be completely honest, that's my Wednesday to-do list. Talk about last minute, but that's how we operate most of the time. I like compartmentalize and I'm like, okay, a few last work things to do, a few little house things to get in order, and then go grocery shopping and hope that everything I need is there. Or I'm going to have to do a few different stores, which is never fun, but it may happen. How are you? How are you? How are you? Oh, thanks for saying hi, guys. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Lori. How are you? Betsy, how are you? From Kentucky. I love it. So when I talk about this kind of wrap up, if you have not had a chance to check out the other episodes in this series of videos that we started this year, which we kind of explain as the Kiwi Scrapbooking Rythm, where you go from picking with purpose to designing to finishing with creative flow. And there's something about this final step that really is so important to the overall creative process. Well, all of it's the creative process for whatever it's worth, the whole step, even down to selecting your pictures. You can find a flow and a rhythm to help you through that step and that phase of the creative process. And as a whole, that's how we get to take our memories and our papers and our stashes and actually use them, right? Actually transform them into finished pages. And through that, find a transformation inside of ourselves as well. And this is why scrapbooking is such a wonderful hobby, is because it has that power to literally help renew us, re-energize us, and inside of that, transform ourselves every time we get a chance to sit down to scrapbook. So inside of that, just know that too, these series is intentionally broken up because we want to demonstrate that also, because we hear a lot of people say, I don't have time to scrapbook, but to help demonstrate that these phases of the creative process can be broken up into different segments. You don't need, even though we all wish we had, but you don't need it. You don't need 2-3 hour gaps in your day, in your calendar, in your schedule to get the rewards of using your stash, feeling that fulfillment, but also, again, getting into the creative flow that lets you sit with those memories just a little bit longer, lets you sit with the creative flow and the creative expression that we get to feel through the lens in which we relive these memories. All right. So important to remember. And so you probably get really tired of me talking about it. I always say, like, I feel nerdy when I start talking about it, but like, it's something that at Kiwi Lane, when we started to, really take a look at the process and the scrapbooking and, you know, how much we loved it and things that we were like, oh, I wish I had this or need this and all of that stuff, which is where the play to create method kind of was born. And then on top of that, where designer templates came to life. And then on top of that, we understood more about the power of play. And when we say play, the ability to visualize and tactile play that engages the creativity. And then really, what is creativity, right? So it's through all of that that we really get to experience all of that. And so we want to help as many scrapbookers as possible. I don't even care if you don't use the Kiwi Lane system or the Kiwi Lane thing. If you find inspiration by any pages that we make, if you find inspiration by any of the tips that we give or anything, that to us is a success. Okay. So with our year theme this year, and it's coming to an end here, less overthinking, more creating. Series like this, these episodes, these events that we've been doing this year were born. And we'll see what 2026 brings. That's another time we'll talk about that theme, but I think we'll have another theme, another focus to work with that. But with that said, less overthinking, more creating is really just encompassing everything I just shared, about helping us to, I don't know, have a system and a method, especially to engage your creativity and to get you started. It changes things. It really has changed it for me and my scrapbooking experience. I hope that you have felt it as well, and that you share it with other scrapbookers. Please share it with other scrapbookers, because having a system and method only enhances what you already have. I don't care what brand it is. I don't care what tool it is. I don't care any of that. It only enhances that and gets you back to less overthinking and more creating. Before we finish up this page, last thought that I had that I wanted to share with you, because this has been heavy on my mind, and since it's Monday, why not? I'll just get it all on my chest. Red tape. Oh gosh.
Using you all as therapy.
Yeah, you guys bear with me. No, I really have been thinking about this, and just the less overthinking. But with that is overwhelmed, right? When I was thinking about this page, so again, go check out the episode where we picked out the paper. We intentionally picked out a paper this time for a one pager because I had this one picture of my mother-in-law, and I was like, you know what, I want to scrapbook it. And then two, the second episode is the designing with purpose. We'll make sure to do an overcap, and we'll put them all in the Circle Kiwi Lane community so you can see one article where they're all together. But when we picked these things out, especially on the paper one, I had told you guys in that video that I was doing it kind of like raw, right? Like picking those out live in the moment instead of like maybe pre-selecting and then just talking about the thought process as we go along in the video. It definitely extended that video, and it definitely can feel a little vulnerable to do it in real time. But I did do that intentionally because that is the real creative process. And a lot of times when we feel intimidated and we feel like we're slowing down, and honestly, like I feel that too, right? But here's where the play to create method helps in that. It reminds me that, okay, like I'm just exploring, I'm just discovering, this is low pressure, like, right? Those things are part of that play to create mindset. And it always does work itself out. You just kind of have to like continue through the steps. And that's where a method, a system really does help. And so when I say, I don't care what products or methods or whatever, and I've heard it all from scrapbookers many times, but having a foundation and a game plan, and a system, like I was just talking about, as that foundation really does engage your creativity. And it just sometimes takes the gears a little longer to keep spinning. But once they do, then you get into this flow state, which is that finishing flow, which is super, super fun. And we all get excited. I get excited when I start to see, oh, okay, this and this and this. But does it happen initially? No, not initially, not all the time. So if you haven't watched those videos, like I said, go back, watch those, and take a look at those. But ultimately, like I said, in this 10 and done event, this event specifically is about just picking a few items from our stash for those final details. A lot of times paper can do a lot of the heavy lifting, and I can't express this enough. Sometimes I get hesitant to throw things in from my stash because people are like, oh, what's that? And they feel like they need it, right? I always like when they say, I want it, because that makes more sense, because you don't actually need it. You can finish a beautiful page with very minimal things. But if you want it, I understand that, right? But you don't need it to make a beautiful page. And we've always kind of harped on that a little bit too, like a few embellishments, brads, buttons here and there to kind of fill in the middles or the little details, but you don't need too much from that point of view. But we do have the stash. And I think it was Beth. We were chatting back and forth on a comment. She was talking about a paper collection that she took the challenge, and she made a 2-pager out of a pattern that she had kind of been maybe avoiding in her own paper stash. And it turned out beautiful. And then I had made the comment like, great job, because I could see the delicateness of the patterns, and I could just only imagine what that paper pad looked like, probably really busy in various ways. And I had just said, like, listen, again, if you've already digested that paper pad and you've already kind of examined it and said, like, okay, I can use these 1 or 2 sheets from this, but I'm not quite sure whether it's style or honestly, just because you know it's going to be more heavy lifting, then like reserve that energy and just donate that paper pad to an elementary, I don't know, to a retirement home, something. They're always looking for crafts and things like that they can just cut into. And part of that is the destashing. So we often don't talk about the destashing. I don't think a lot in this 10 and done. Yes, we pull out 10 items. I try to pull out 10 items. I encourage you to do the same thing. Mostly it's kind of to just limit your decisions. And yet, if you find yourself like really pulling out something from your stash and just being like, it's not neutral. Like you can use it on multiple layouts. Like you're like, I really don't love it. Then I like destash it, let it go. Cause less is more, right? In a lot of ways. All right, let's go overhead. Let's start playing with this layout. So we did get excited in the design phase. I got excited, I should say. I got excited. And
a couple of great comments.
Yeah, go. Let's read them.
You might not put them up, but I think they're really great.
Oh, they're pretty long?
In
Okay.
terms of what you've been doing.
Oh, that's so sweet. Okay.
Gail says, have I mentioned how much I love that Kiwi Lane has workshopped the process and broken it down to manageable bites? It's so much easier to play with success when we have a plan.
Thank you, Gail. Yes.
And I see that a lot with what you do.
Yeah.
A conscious effort to try and make that happen. And it's good to hear that it makes a difference. So, and also Deborah was saying that the systems and processes KL has provided our community has helped me, and I'm hearing many others transform the amount of memories that I'm getting documented. Thank you, and please continue. We talk a lot, you and I, together about about filling albums, about from going from start to finish, and I think that the 1-2 punch of those 2 things is so cool.
It is so important.
Manageable bite size, but also accomplishing the whole thing.
Yes,
just so great.
Yes, so. And again, just the getting back to the creating part. Don't get me wrong. The all the eye candy we get in the industry, right? The scrapbooking industry. Like I said, if you want it, that's great. I buy things too all the time. Trust me. Okay. David can attest to that. I have gotten to a point where I do buy more intentionally, and I definitely dissect. Like if somebody came into my scrapbooking room, because I know a lot of scrapbookers that really glorify their stash, meaning they're really proud of their scrapbooking room. Somebody would come into mine and be like, do you even scrapbook?
Like, is this it?
Now, with that said, I would say yes, and I would pull out my massive finished pages that need to go into albums from the last 6 months, okay? But yes, I definitely still purchase things. And like I said, I just, outside of really simplifying the process to get people back to scrapbooking, also showcasing that it doesn't take a lot of time. Or, like I said, it takes time, but it doesn't need to be in one seating on your calendar, one session. But also using that stash, because what breaks my heart more than anything, can I be completely honest here, is when I see or hear, and I've seen it a lot, scrapbookers just get so burnt out and overwhelmed because they purchased and they kind of glorified the purchasing versus the going from start to finish and actually enjoying the creative process and leaning into that more often, more consistently, right? Because it's that consistently thing. And like when I say that, I'm like talking once a month. Like it will literally flow from your free time over to your home front and your career creations. It has this effect to flow in and impact your other aspects of your life in a positive way. And so when I see people get burnt out or overwhelmed or honestly, the one that breaks my heart, I'm just not creative. Like when I hear that comment or anything like that, I am always just heartbroken because in many ways I can see how the industry, the scrapbooking industry, has hurt itself in many ways. And the art of scrapbooking is the actual doing. It is the scrapbooking of the pages, scrapbooking of the memories. That is the heart of this hobby. And so, like I said, with this series of events, as we come into the new year, we'll be doing a survey. You guys let us know which events have been your favorites, and we'll probably add some new ones, take away some old ones. But this event specifically, our goal, and you can see all of the past events over in YouTube or in our community, to see in action, tried and true, going from, like I said, the picking, because that has to be part of the creative process, to the designing, to the creative flow, to the finishing touch. So, all right.
Gail also said, I think maybe we need to get in the habit of, instead of saying I need that new thing, to say, what do I have that's similar or I can modify?
Yeah.
Kind of like a free play mentality too.
It is.
Like, what can I take from what I have?
And what do I have that it enhances too? Like, I know with the club, listen, I always talk about the club, and yet we here at Kiwi Lane share a lot of things freely outside of the club. But listen, club members, we really appreciate you guys. And I know for me, I hope with all of my heart that the club, more than anything, helps you to utilize what you have at the same time, but at the same time modify, like you said, Gail. And on top of that, gives you a sense of confidence and honestly security in what you're about to create. We put a massive amount of works and revisions into our club kits. They are not just designed for a sense of eye candy. They're designed for practicality, enjoyment, and beauty, all of the above. But I think you're right, Gail. Like it has to be a balance of that in our hobbies so that we can really enjoy it to its full potential. Joy is something that I know scrapbooking has brought me a lot of joy, whether it's through the community, through the act of scrapbooking, through the memory. Like it's a true source of joy for me. And so I just want to make sure that we continue to encourage each other to find that in this beautiful hobby. All right. So what did Deborah say? That's why I'm asking you to continue, because I feel like you're the only one that are promoting processes and not adverse buying more. You truly support your product. Yes, thank you. Yeah. So I think part of that stems from, just to kind of comment off of that comment, is that we are scrapbookers ourselves. And I really try to value that. Oh gosh, like, if I have a moment, I'm scrapbooking. Like, it's just what I do. And a lot of people ask me if I scrapbook all day, because they're like, oh, but you own a business, right? And yeah, they were like, oh, do you get to scrapbook all day? And I'm like, no, but we do have design team members and we do have other people, but no, I don't get to scrapbook all day. I love these events, but for a vast majority of like 9-10 hours a day, it's behind the scenes stuff that we're doing, right? Because we want to bring more of that joy, whether it's the rewrites or the emails or the product designs or things like that happen behind the scenes, financing and operational and all of those things that happen. But we want them to bring joy, and we want to bring joy many years to come to this beautiful hobby and to scrapbookers. So, but what I was saying was I'm a scrapbooker myself. And it's something that I've tried really hard, even in the mix. I've heard a lot of business owners even express to me, they're like, I started whatever business, right? They have a scrapbooking business and then they just don't scrapbook anymore. And you understand that, like sometimes you hear that all the time about certain hobbies or careers, right? Like I started a career out of it and I don't do it anymore, right? Right. I've always tried really hard to be like, I'm going to continue to scrapbook to
love scrapbooking as a hobby, even though it's also become your profession.
Or just find, again, like I get to share everything in the community, but I don't necessarily scrapbook all the things for an assignment or things like that. So why? Because it's the best hobby in the world. Maybe that will be our theme for, I say it so much. No. Oh, are you guys ready to finish this page with me? I hope that you are. And more than anything, I hope that you have started a similar process or maybe have a page in the works on one of your tables, your dining room tables, your craft room tables, whatever it might be. Just having something in the works and a little here, a little there really makes a difference, really does. Just over the weekend, we had our PJ Playdate, which is Bring Your Pictures and Your Joy for Scrapbooking. And it's our Kiwi Club member crop online. And I was able to complete a 2-page layout, half of another 2-page layout. Club members, I'll show you that 2-page layout that I was halfway done with tomorrow during our Kit to Creation event. Let me just say,
is this the one that you showed me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
I love it.
I love it.
I love it. It just made my heart so happy. I finished it last night after all the hustle and bustle. Dinner was done. I came in and just fiddled with it a little bit longer. And I may have gone to bed at like 10:30, but still it was worth it. 11, I think maybe. It was more like 11.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, okay, let's go down, Dave.
Okay.
All right, guys. So my 10 items. One, like I said, it kind of shifted this month in November. I've already prepped and went through the paper stashing. So if you haven't checked out that event, check it out. Here are the items. I did put buttons in it. I couldn't resist, guys. But I still went through my stash. So buttons count as 1. Our paper would have counted as 2 because we consider that. I pulled out some stickers because part of this month's challenge was pull out your stickers. So again, part of the 10 and done, we always kind of put in our description in the community something, and it said stickers and make a title out of it. Can I just say these stickers I probably have had we talked about paper last time, right? About how long you had paper. I think one of these was 2009 that I was using from this color here. I think it was a Stampin' Up! Paper that I mixed with a Paige Evans paper that I mixed with the scrap of purple. Yeah, it was a whole.
It was a hard one.
It was a hard one. It was a hard one. I don't know if hard's the right word. It was just more of a challenge.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was a challenging one, and yet, push through and it comes together.
It always does.
So these stickers, I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty sure they're like in the same era, like probably 2006. Now, like, I have stopped buying these type of stickers. I'll buy some foam stickers. I feel like they're a little bit more longevity, meaning they stick better. These ones, gosh, if you guys remember, they do this. Remember? They come across.
I have those letter stickers.
Yeah. So, our handy dandy storage is for borders, by the way. They help seal all these miscellaneous letters that seem to fall down together too. This is kind of my purple mauve. So I pulled this out. I actually think I'm going to test that color. Oh yeah, that's going to work great. So as long as I have the letters, that's the other issue. I use more title cards these days. But like I said, if you have it in the stash, let's put it to use and see, they fall apart. And honestly, crickets are awesome for things and titles like that. So whatever, if you have those stickers in your stash, let's pull them out and make a page. That's the challenge, okay, for this 10 and done. I did pull these guys out because they were in the mauve color and the purple color because I had this purple theme going along for my own. I did also pull out some purple enamel dots that I haven't even touched yet. I think they might be too purple for me. I haven't gotten that far. So I also pulled out some just neutral ones because you can never go wrong with neutral. I actually enjoy neutrals in my stash. I probably bought these a long time. For me, a lot of times now I'll stay away from more specifics unless, again, I have a purpose for it. Like I bought it with something specific, then I'll do it. But a lot of these stashes I have purchased from before a Play to Create mindset. So like I said, like 2006, 2007, that was my stash buying frenzy. Personally, I definitely had that frenzy myself in that era, and I'm still trying to work myself through some of those. But we can use it and put it to stash. I'll be honest, Kelly, you said you have these. I don't even know if I've ever used them, and they're already falling apart. But I'm excited to put them to use. I think that will be really exciting. I also pulled these out. So what is that? 1, 2. I don't know if I thought about using these, but I don't like the bulkiness. I'll probably use these on a craft. I'm not sure I'm going to love that on my scrapbooking page. I'm over the bulkiness too. I went through that frenzy as well. And all it did was create damage on my other pages in my albums. And I just was like, nope, I'm done with that phase. Oh, and then I threw in some thread because I thought, well, like, what if I want texture or something like that? So I did that. So that's all I kind of really have out. Your basic things, nothing too crazy, nothing too technical. I definitely already have my foundation of paper. Oh, and my white pens are handy because we talked about little doodling and I think it will be fun. So let's get to it. Oh, and I printed my journaling off. So I printed my journaling off. My goal was to print and strip those or cut those and put some strips. So I'm going to do that really fast because I think it will be valuable to add that last element to my page. And so what I did here is I just chose to do journaling strips. If I don't have a journaling card or a journaling block, I prefer journaling strips, and you just print them on white cardstock. A lot of times I'll do multiple journaling at one time, but I just quickly printed this off on this for this page. So I like to do journaling strips because they just still keep a kind of white space, open space, but allow you to work in some journaling. When you don't want to use your handwriting specifically or something like that. And there's many reasons why I don't always use my handwriting. I've heard all the arguments from all the scrapbookers, okay? A lot of times I won't use it too because if I want a lengthier journaling, then it's easier to get more words into a space. Clearly, if you're printing it versus handwriting it, unless you're really good at detailed, delicate writing, but mine always is like round and I don't know, bulky. And so, guys, this takes a lot of thinking. And like, hold on, I gotta think and make sure that I'm not cutting anything.
Gail says she's too lazy to print her journaling.
Oh, see, well, Gail, again, we don't all have your handwriting, sweetie.
Right. It's great to have that as an option, though.
And for whatever it's worth, I've said this before, but my argument to the handwriting, people are like, yeah, you know, they'll want to see it. Now, granted, I do journal and handwrite on my pages, but I'm also not against printing journaling. So what I was going to say was that my argument for that is that my handwriting is in a lot of places. My recipe book, in my journal, I have handwriting. There's plenty of places that that connection may be preserved. Yes. And again, it is on some of my pages. I just don't believe it has to be on all of my pages. So I may have cut that one a little wonky, but it will work. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. So again, I just intentionally broke up my words into strips that maybe are like 2 inches long. Generally is what I keep in mind. And then it's like a puzzle. You got to put them back into place. Okay. Yeah. You're like, what is the code? What is the secret message here? And I'm going to just slightly, I'm not going to go from the top like a drumming. I'm just going to do a kind of a slight rub on these sides. So I would do that personally with my journaling. If I had, I guess sometimes I don't. It really depends on the mood, but I want to kind of add to this golden vibe that we were going for, that we didn't know that we were going for, but we ended up going for it, where the purple meets this golden hair meets, yeah, the beauty that Debbie is in this picture. So the starting with my journaling and title, because that's kind of this month's focus in our 10 and done. My journaling says, long before I knew her, these moments were laying the groundwork for the strong, steady, loving woman we're grateful for now. And then I put Debbie Budge. You know what? I'm going to do this one in 2 lines. I'll do Debbie Budge. Oh my gosh, I put Grandma Budge.
Did you?
I did.
Budge,
it is what it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Debbie, Grandma Budge.
It is
Yep.
fun to see that, though, that this is a you scrapbooking picture of her when she's young, but to us, she is still Grandma Budge.
Yeah. And 1972, 17 years old. So I thought that would be great to put that. And I did ask her. I had to ask her what year. And I was like, Debbie, what year is this? And how old are you? So I love having that. And I think, again, we're talking about all these kind of reflection on the hobby, scrapbooking. I don't know if I wasn't planning on this event being that way, but it is. So I will just say another thought that I had, because you were talking about like, it is fun to kind of like scrapbook something that's not, I didn't know this Debbie. I didn't know her, wasn't even born. Like, I didn't know her. So I once again, if you are struggling with the challenge of being caught up, because outside of the time and I don't feel creative comment, the comment I hear from so many scrapbookers is, I'll just never be caught up. So that gets them overthinking. That gets them overwhelmed. Let me just tell you right now, like, being able to scrapbook a past picture, whether it's my own kids at baby age or some memory that we took when life is hard now, but it was maybe felt easier at a certain time, or this picture that is a heritage picture of somebody that did lay a foundation built to who you are today. There's so much power when we talk about the renewal that this hobby brings and the grounding that it brings. Those missed opportunities, for whatever it's worth. If you were caught up, you would be missing some of those opportunities to truly revisit moments that help transform, once again, transform you in who you are today. And so don't overthink even those merits of scrapbooking. You probably will never be caught up. Don't let that hold you back. And yet lean into what a blessing it is that you're not caught up, things like that. So, okay. Title. I asked my creative husband. This is his contribution to this page. Now, actually, you contributed a lot to this page. I'm going to give you credit.
I was way too.
You were way opinionated on that paper picking. You were.
Way more than I should have been.
What are we going with? My brain just went blank. Forever Young.
Oh, we talked about Forever Young.
Forever Young.
Which, that great song from back in the day. But it also feels true of my mother, even though she's, I think, been a grandmother at heart for a long time. There's this timelessness to her. She's aged very well and has sort of a never-ending, sort of almost innocent, youthful energy to her.
Yeah.
And so it's fitting to me. So.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. It is fitting. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to do young in the big word. I'm going to see if I can have a forever. Oh, I did not look for little stickers. I may have to.
Yes, Gail, the Rod Stewart song.
Yes. I was singing it before this thing. No, I'll let him sing it. Go ahead, Jay.
I had my computer in the other room for a moment. But I could hear her, and she went to town singing that song while I wasn't here, but I could hear her. No fly on the wall.
I was like, "That's a little creepy, baby. You can't just snoop on me."
I'm like, "Hey, I'm listening."
Okay, I'm like putting these down lightly. I've heard of other people using washi tape. I don't have it with me. I don't think I need to overthink it too much in that regards. I'm not. And honestly, with these type of stickers, I use liquid adhesive. There's been too many times I've opened a page and they've fallen off. So definitely if I pull these type of things out, I just use adhesive now. See. Okay. Let's see. I think I want those to go down a little. Perfect. Okay. Now I need forever. Can you hand me that bucket over there? I need like yellow little squared things. I need small ones. And I'm like trying to think if I have them. You know what? I do have this color that is a little bit smaller, but I think because the word forever. Let's see what this looks like, these two together. I feel like it needs a smaller word. Oh, that's kind of cute. The like more rosy color kind of thing. It's okay.
F on top there.
Yeah. Here, put that down right there. I think I'm not going to get lucky. with ease. I am not going to get lucky with ease. Like, and that is the other pitfall of the stickers. You could do a mixture, of course, but I have the white ones that I just used on my other page. I was not planning on using them because it will not show on the white, but they're sitting on my table. Let's try these. Let's see what we can do. I like it's. Well, I like these because I'm not going to use them I haven't used them for a long time.
Right.
So I'm going to kind of, even though I could reach for something else, I'm going to use something I haven't used for clearly a very long time. And because I haven't used them, it looks like I'm going to have better luck. I guess I should check that first. Oh, there's our 2 E's. Good. Okay.
Oh, good. Yeah, 2 E's.
2 E's.
Gail says, I wish I'd told myself to use liquid adhesive when I made pages 10 to 15 years ago.
Exactly.
I'm re-adhering chipboard every time I open it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The chipboard phase. Oh. I've already done that. I've already put the time and effort again back into something. I hate that. It's why I also, anytime somebody's like a newbie scrapbooker, I'm like, don't be tempted to go for cheap adhesive because you'll just pay for it again later and it will end up being the same cost. So I'm always telling people.
Best now.
Yeah, just, and it's honestly why I'm hesitant even sometimes to try other tapes, because at this point, this Easy Runner, I've had over more than a decade of proof that I don't have issues.
Happy Thanksgiving to you as well, Marshall.
Yes.
Early Thanksgiving, but it's coming quickly.
It is.
Only a couple of days away.
Not Christmas. That too is coming quicker.
Also coming.
Well, it's coming faster because... And I was going to say this, we don't even have time to decorate, so I'm over trying to tempt him to decorate for Christmas. But I was going to tell you this the other day because I was like, we're only going to have it for like, I don't even know, 20 something days, like 25 days.
Only 20 something days. Yeah.
All that work for only 20.
It is a lot of work around here. To get
it's a lot of work.
For sure.
Okay, let me move this down a little bit more. I'm trying to decide. I like it kind of going on the picture. I actually prefer it to go on the picture a little bit. I feel like it makes it all feel unison and connected together. Get my hair out of there. But I'm trying to decide if I like the forever on the picture. I'm not quite sure I do.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a little hard to see that arm.
I just don't know if I like that. So I'm going to have to move these over because I want this to come down and over. I'd have to probably, and this is, why I also like removable. I'll have to hear that again. I could just move that over. Okay. Okay, so these little guys are a lovely lot of work.
Yeah, just got to rearrange them.
Forever young. Nope. David, you sing. But I'm not going to kid you. It's playing in my head. Is it playing in your guys' head? You guys can thank David for getting that stuck in your head for the rest of the day.
Actually, that's a different song. Are there 2 Forever Youngs?
Oh, is there? That's the one that's stuck in my head.
Young,
oh, yes. That's the one you were singing and Gail was singing. I was singing the other one. Yeah. Yep. Then there's making sure that you spell it right. I don't know if you guys ever worry about that, but I'm like, oh. And definitely I have things spelled wrong in my albums. My kids point them out every time. I'm like, that was like 2 a.m. in the morning at the same time. Some of my pages, especially when they were babies.
Excuse me.
Perfect. There we go. Okay.
You're welcome, Gail. Song stuck in her head. I hope you get feeling better soon, Gail. I'm sorry to hear that you're under the weather leading into a holiday.
Okay, now we're going to try this. All for a title, but that's what this event's about. This is the main, well, it's not the main focus, but it's part of the challenge. The challenge for this month's 10 and Done. I don't know. I kind of did like the G on it. What do you think, Dave?
I didn't mind the G.
I just
moving
didn't like the
across it.
R for some reason.
So you could
Yeah.
slide young over again if you wanted to. But
Kind of center that in. Like that far?
yeah, about there.
Okay. All right. Let's get some adhesive here. Okay.
Through the lens of the camera, forever is sort of curving a little bit. Is that okay with you? Like the for part of the word.
You know, I'll fix it when I actually permanently put it down.
Gotcha.
Well, or at least try. There we go. So for me, it was like temporary spacing, and then I'll get more, refine it, like more specific.
Straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says I once put a photo on a page upside down and was so frustrated I just left it. Now it gets another story and a laugh when someone sees it.
You left it?
The upside down picture.
It makes me want to put a picture upside down just to see if somebody notices it. I'm not even kidding now. I would love to post that on social just to be like, all these scrapbookers come in and be like, did you know your picture's upside down? What? So stay tuned for a little Easter egg hunt. I'm going to start putting little minor things on my pages and see who notices them. That will be our theme for 2026, guys.
We can send the kids on an Easter egg hunt through your albums.
Yeah, exactly.
We do a big Easter egg hunt.
That's
outside
fun, Dave. Think about that.
This year we could do something a little different.
We can have them. Another way to get the scrapbooks out, actually.
Apparently, the upside down photo was in a playground layout, so it seemed fitting. At least it's thematically appropriate.
Yeah, thematically appropriate. Okay, not too bad.
Our well wishes and good energy vibes are also heading out your way, Pam. Sorry that you're recovering from back surgery, but hopefully it all went well.
Yes, make sure you take the time to rest and get better. There's nothing worse than being down in any shape or form, but to not give yourself the rest it needs to.
2026, the year of the Easter egg. That'll be the theme for 2026.
Only hours in the day. Who knows?
We should come up with a Kiwi Lane mascot.
Okay.
And then do like a Where's Waldo.
Where's Waldo?
every layout you
We've done yes. I love Where's Waldo. I actually really enjoy it. We are grandparents now. We need one in our house. I did it, guys. I did it.
I think it's the non-Rod Stewart song that's in my head now. I'll have to find out who's done that.
All right. Now, I could choose... Oops. To pop my title. I'm debating it. Let's see. Just to kind of add to the depth of what's happening here. And David's playing it.
Yeah.
We'll get a copyright if you're not careful.
It's the one by Alphaville that is in my head. But like mixed in with the one from Rod Stewart, which is so funny. Either way, I think it is really fitting for this layout.
Yeah, I like the pop-up. You guys probably can't enjoy it as much as me every time I put pop-up on.
Can you tilt it a little?
In a minute,
can
here.
You see it?
Yeah. I just added another step. Worth it. My nails are getting a little long. It's time.
The title turned out cute. I like it.
Good. Good. I kept telling myself that I needed to like tap into my Debbie-ness. Meaning she's like a detailed, like she's so good at little details on a page. Not excessive, little details.
Mm-hmm.
You have to look at Debbie's pages and pay attention to the little details. They're there. And she's so good at it. And she enjoys it. She loves getting to the step of a page where she just gets to, like basically what we're doing now, step back. And when she talks about it, she's like, oh, the little details. Like she gets so excited. So I was trying to decide how to tap into that Debbie. I don't know if I fully have it in me. I'm more of like a, okay, here's the baseline. We'll do some simple, cute things. Nope. In all honesty, because I was tapping into my Debbie, I'm going to add a little enamel here and here. Those are like that's honestly, I thought of her and I thought she would do that. She would put, and it just calls for it too. I mean, I could even put little enamel dots here, 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 here if I wanted to. I don't know if I need that much.
Might make it show up a little bit more. Although I think in person you notice the scallop on the edge even more than you do in the video feed. So.
But I think some doodling is going to be very impactful.
Pam is wondering what Debbie thought of your page. Have you talked to her about it yet? You mentioned that you had asked her for the date.
Yep.
What was her reaction to you?
Well, initially,
we've been online scrapbooking your face for a good while now.
I didn't really actually tell her that, but I'll break it to her that, Debbie, we've been scrapbooking your face and we've been talking about you. Has your nose been itching? Because we've been talking about
your ears.
Your ears, your nose, anything.
Yeah, all of the things.
All right, you guys want to see this? Can we see it?
You see the pop-up? A little extra dimension there, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of hard, but.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, we move this, and I think we can move it back. Let's put some more adhesive. Anyways, I did talk to her, and she said, that's very sweet. It's a very pretty page. And then I said, for a pretty person. And she goes, oh, thanks. And then I asked her, like, what would you say about yourself at that age? And she goes, oh, I don't know. And then I said, okay, I'll come up with my own wording. I was trying to get her to, tell me something to spark, I don't know, something, an inspiration. And then I just came up with my own journaling because I knew we wanted to add a title. So I think right here, even though I did already kind of adhere this, we'll group these pieces together because it's habit when I'm scrapbooking. So I'll just have to redo it. I think a little bit of texture under there is going to be fun. So again, talking about the details. So I'm going to just go ahead and wrap this around my 3 fingers a few times. This is just thread. Easy stuff to get, very inexpensive, which is also something else that I'm always attracted to. Little details that add texture or other things, but nothing too technical or overcomplicated. So I'm going to pull that strand in here. Let's see if I have it spread out enough to go under that. And I'm just basically pulling this out and around. What I tend to do is I plan on pop-up, usually most of the time when I do something like this. And then I stick my little thread down, kind of keeping it punched in the middle. And then I start sticking I like my bigger ones, my fatter ones, but believe it or not, I'm out of those. So I've been using these small ones for the time being because I haven't purchased any more. But like a strip, right? A strip of pop-up right there would be great. Okay. And then I'm going to take all these little annoying guys off that show up all over the house. Okay.
And it says, next I need to watch the replay of the PJ Playdate. I wasn't up to watching it on Friday, so.
I'm going to pull this out. Oh, it's sticky. Okay. Let's see. Oh, yeah.
We were just talking about the PJ Playdate. Some fun pages got made.
Yeah, I really had fun. Really appreciate all those that joined. Yeah, you should check out the replay. I think they just posted it, actually, Pam. So if you have a moment and you're looking for just some chatter and inspiration. Okay, so there's one little detail. That's one of my items. Used the buttons. Let me double check. I don't know why I bought these, but I did. Probably because they were on clearance way back in the day. And I stopped doing that, by the way. I know how tempting it is, but that's because these little details. Oh, they're soft. They felt harder. Is that bulkier than the button? I don't know. This might be like a craft project, not a scrapbooking. We're going to try it though. I'm going to give it a go. It's got a little like thing on that. They are pretty though, aren't they, Dave? I need to feel.
They are pretty actually, so they're not too terribly bulky.
I thought they were hard. They're actually like a soft.
That's good.
Yeah.
A little less aggressive on the early pages.
Yeah. But how to use them is the question. Anybody have like this, anything like this in your stash?
She's asking if they're paper flowers.
They are floral embellishments.
Are they like a rubber, like a plastic?
You know, they're like, yeah, they're kind of papery. Mm-hmm.
They come from the Paper Studio.
Well, that's just a brand.
Just a brand.
Yeah, Hobby Lobby. Yeah. It's like the inside. Oh, that one, this one is bulky. This one is not. So I might just have to select.
My big man fingers reaching over to touch
Yeah.
things, but
You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
like it's
a
like
little
kind of like a.
It's like
I thought it was
soft
plastic.
It kind of is a soft little paper. Is it paper or fabric?
I'm ripping this to kind of get to the one I want.
It is a little thicker than y'all might think, though, just looking at it in person here.
You think it's too thick?
Which is kind of fun.
I don't like my pages too thick.
I know. A little thicker than a button. I would say maybe even about 3 times thicker, 2.5 to 3 times thicker than a button.
Oh, no.
No?
Mm-mm.
At least twice as thick as a button, yeah.
I wonder if I can, it's just that middle. If I could just button, then I have all my concerns taken care of.
I don't know. That one you got on there next to another button that I see there, it's about 2.5 times thicker.
I don't know if I want to do them then.
But they are lovely in terms of dimension, and the flower, the real flower, kind of coming in adds some elegance to it for sure.
Choices. I was thinking three of them too.
I think I have some similar. Do they have a wire?
Yeah, they have a wire on the back. I'm literally pulling them apart.
So a couple people are asking, are they brads? They're not really.
They're not brads.
Okay.
No, it is pretty. Here, I'm gonna pull it up. So they have these little wires on them. Do you guys see that? It has like a wire, which I could poke through, but I think I don't need to. I'm just gonna put some glue down and then pop those all together.
Just kind of use adhesive together.
It's not like kind of a feminine. The button has more of a young
more of a
full.
grown-up feminine, which is fun.
Okay, fine. Again, I haven't used them. Yay! Let's put it to use. Let's put it to use. I don't think I just refilled my ink or my glue. I feel like it's running dry again.
Did you poke it?
Oh, I didn't poke it. Eli's over here.
Yeah.
You just hanging out with us? Have nothing else to do?
Just came in from putting leaves in bags because we have a never-ending battle with the leaves.
We do have a massive pile of leaves.
A decent amount of trees around our house, and this time of year they all come tumbling down.
Okay, so now I'm going to take off those choices. That's okay, because I feel like they all need to be matchy now.
It's cute in the little cluster. It's cute.
I just want to make sure that's glued, so I'm like holding it for just a little bit longer. I told Dave this would be fast. I'm like, oh no, this page is already like coming together. But I think that's what's fun about breaking some of these processes up, especially if you're a desire to use your stash. Like, just take a breather, do the paperwork, take a breather, and then come back. Come back with the details. The details can be a final step. It doesn't have to be like all one and done kind of thing, you know? You know, so you know what? Maybe we need another color in there. Ugh. It's probably not the best. Well, it is actually the best way. They're taped on the back. It's kind of annoying. Okay. Maybe just one on the small ones. Okay, so I'm going to have to probably pull this up to, well, I probably didn't. Poker, where is the poker? Looking for the old, that's my old one, but it will do. We're going to go through the paper on this one.
Lori says, haha, we started the leaf bagging process yesterday, did 12 and only half done.
Oh, so much. Well, our house, yeah.
We've got a lot of trees, and
it's why we bought this house, though, for whatever it's worth.
I love these big oak trees around us.
Eli, do you love the big oak trees, bud?
Depends on the time of year, I guess.
You actually came up in our PJ play date. I didn't tell you. They were talking about how your voice. They were like, "Oh, is he going to be like embarrassed when we mention it?" I was like, "It is peculiar, isn't it? It just like happens overnight." And then I was like, "This voice change." They were like, "He's so grown up," and I was like, "He is. He is so grown up." Anyways, do you like the trees in our house?
Definitely not in fall.
Not in the fall.
They're just dead and a nuisance.
Dead and a nuisance.
Yeah, well, fall when they're all changing color is the best.
Yeah.
But
then they do that thing the season is named after.
And then they fall off the trees. That's what the season is named after. You're so cute.
We have, I think, bagged minimum somewhere between 30 and 40 bags, I think, so far. And we are maybe a third of the way through. Maybe a fourth or a third of the way through. So we've got lots and lots of leaves, and we're situated, I think, in the neighborhood.
Yeah, we're situated in the neighborhood where it like kind of
a little bit of a hill here, and as the cars go by, it drags leaves down the road and into our yard.
Or that's what we tell ourselves to make us feel like. David's like, I swear I just raked those up. And I'm like, I know, but now everybody else is swirling in our neighborhood when the wind picks up.
Right. Wow, Gail, that is a lot of trees for a desert property. 55 trees on the property when we brought their house by.
Wow. All right, I'm going to go to this. This is another thing I had in my stash that I've used on a page before, and I will say I've really enjoyed them. I used them I bought them intentionally with a wedding page in mind. So I bought them intentionally knowing I wanted an extra little something. But then I was like, you know what? Ooh, what do you guys think? I kind of like the dark green in with it.
Yeah.
You like it? When I saw this green, I thought. And I've already used them on another page. So it's kind of fun to bring them in on this page. And I like them because they are flat.
As soon as you added that second one,
it's like
it really makes it
yeah.
pop. So the real leaves with the slightly more realistic flower scent.
Yeah, they're like stems. They're wired, so you can like kind of push them around. And like I said, I bought these. They were on sale at Hobby Lobby, so I'm not gonna lie. But I was going for, I can't remember. Maybe it was Maddie's pages when I was doing her pages. I thought, well, I just want something a little bit more elegant to go with these pages, and so they do add that little bit of pop and pizzazz, I guess you can say, to your other layers. So as far as how to adhere them, truthfully, can you get me washi tape, Dave?
Yeah,
you know where that is? Yeah.
Room?
Yeah.
You need a particular.
Nope, because it's gonna all be hidden.
Okay.
It's all gonna hide.
Fancy with the washi tape.
Yep. Okay. Now, I don't know if we need much else, guys. I do love these flowers now they're on there. I was humming and hawing because I was torn.
They do work, and those leaves, those more realistic leaves, make the flowers make sense even more, I think, which is great.
You can almost add little flowers. Am I going too much now?
How much is too much, y'all?
There's too much sometimes in my mind.
I think for some people, your too much is
yes.
just right for some people, I think.
There are some
But
people.
everybody's got a slightly different flavor. So
I
it really
feel
doesn't
like it
matter
takes it away.
which
I don't
washi
need
tape,
'em.
right?
Mm-mm.
Do you want a thinner one
No,
or a thicker, wider one?
Here, we see.
There you go.
There we go.
Valerie is asking, when can we get t-shirts like yours?
Oh, we used to have them up in the shop. When we shifted to the shipping different places, I got a little too technical, in all honesty.
Sort of merchandise like
Well,
that?
because merchandise comes from another place, and so you really have to make sure your ducks are in a row. And we were just, there was too many things on the priority list, so we had to take it down. But I will put it, it is on the list, I promise, to get it back up. But when it does, we will make sure to email everybody. We had to prioritize though from a capacity point. It was like, and it's just always the list. I wish, like I said, more hours in a day. I do love this shirt, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wear it. It's so soft. I love it, and it is contagious. So definitely pass it along. And definitely, I mean, like I said, we really appreciate, as we're talking about Thanksgiving and there's gratitude. I don't feel like I could say it enough. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate your support. We appreciate you sharing your creativity. And we really appreciate when you share the Play to Create system with other friends and like they come and give it a try. Because it is one of those things. Like I said, I've heard all the comments. You're cutting it. You're doing this. Like, why are you doing those things? But it's just one of those things you have to try. So if you have a friend that hasn't, let them borrow something and just say, give it a try. Give it a try and just start seeing what pages and the feeling and the emotions that come with that, because there's value in that. But I also know there's a lot of scrapbookers that just really, again, they want to be caught up. So they're just kind of like putting them on their pages. And that's a worthy goal. Don't get me wrong, but I can't stress it enough. Don't get distracted and miss out on all of the other benefits of this hobby by being so in a hurry to just get caught up, because there's also so much more than just being caught up. And again, we don't want to be caught up, because then you're not living, like, our scrapbooks are that we lived life, right? And if we're caught up, then it's like, you know.
What Gail said a little earlier.
Oh, Gail said that earlier. What'd she say?
Perpetual hobby, because not being caught up means that we've got more to scrapbook.
We got more to scrapbook, more living. And
Pam says maybe she said maybe add a flower at the beginning of the typing strips. What do you
here,
think?
let me try it. I tried one at the end, but that could be a good place.
Yeah. Lori says glue dots would work well for those dark green leaves.
Yes, they would. They would absolutely. I have glue dots. I stopped using them a while ago.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You have a bunch. Yeah.
No, I do have still a bunch.
Oh, yeah.
I just find that other like things are, I don't know. The glue dot, I can never get it to go down in the spot that I want it to go down in. And it's like, what do we think? Just one?
I think just one. Just like one little like nod to start here, almost a start here little indicator.
Maybe we do the darker one so it's not matchy with the words.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah,
okay.
I like the one. I actually must have been looking away when you added the little cluster under the butterfly.
I did. I have a little cluster here.
It makes it look like the butterfly is sitting on a little cluster of flowers.
And now I have my enamel dots. I think I want to just keep it
Gail says just one.
Not purple.
I've been vindicated.
Okay, you've been vindicated.
If Gail thinks that just one is right, then that means that I was smart.
Then you were right. Gail, you hear that? If Gail thinks
Pam agreed with us.
Oh, brother. You're going to have to go tell your husband that. Gail, David said that I was right, so.
Gail agrees with me. I'm doing something right. Pam agrees with me. I'm doing something right.
You know, these are the enamel dots that are kind of like all one gluing thing. I'll be honest, when I bought them, I don't think I was paying so close attention that was how they operate. That they're like all the string, they're glued all together. But what I do now sometimes is I'll just leave the clear on. And then I'll just add some liquid adhesive. I'm going to test that out really fast, see if I like it. So, and then if we do one here, and one here. Are you guys going to stick, or do you need liquid adhesive? How good are you sticking? Okay, you are sticking there. Good job. And maybe one here and one here. And I'm like, again, what would Debbie do?
Mm-hmm.
She probably put, we'll see. I'm to that fun zone. Let's see how many, if I want to put that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, test it out. That's kind of pretty. Okay. I think I'm balanced. So I'm like, well, I got to put something over here. So maybe if I do a 3 grouping and a 3 grouping. 3. Oh. Or 2 and a 3. So close. Almost done. Uh-oh. I'm going to trim that off a little bit. Okay. So again, I don't use these ones as much because I find them to be more of a nuisance. But the way I've found that I like to use them is, like I said, I just cut them into strips and I don't even bother taking them off anymore because I just, So like, let me show you. I mean, you guys probably, like I said, I don't buy these things anymore. I actually avoid them, but they come off all in one little thing. And I thought they were individuals but now that I've found a way to use them, I guess I will say, I don't know if I have a need to avoid them anymore because I don't mind using them this way. I just prefer to not take them off. And like I said, now let's do a little bit of adhesive there. And we'll add our guys down. Okay. Needed to revert to tweezers. Every time I have somebody watch later, like, why don't you use tweezers? I'm like, well, then I have to pick them up, put them down, pick them up, put them down. Hands are pretty amazing, but these nails are a little finicky. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I didn't adhere these ones yet. I was just testing the theory. I gotta adhere those. So. A good amount of adhesive there. And hold. Doodly, should we do it right here?
Absolutely.
I think something on every one, it would just be too much, don't you think? But I would like this to stand out more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel like if I do that, it'll pull away from all of these little details.
Right.
Little detail. Oh, I didn't hear that one either. Good thing I'm touching things.
Yeah, it's definitely a good thing you're doing it. What kind of doodling do you think? If it's too playful.
So maybe not a running stitch. Maybe just a long stitch.
It would need to be something, I think, elegant or
regular. I can do. Are you nervous, Dave? I was nervous.
Were you? I wasn't nervous until you said you were nervous. I'm just sitting here watching a pro do what she does. But when the pro says, I think I'm nervous, guys, then suddenly I get nervous.
Anytime I doodle, I'm like, okay, I'm about to doodle on my page.
Yeah.
maybe having the dots in there instead of a running stitch.
It definitely highlights it just a little bit along the edge, and now you suddenly notice it more. So
I'm doing 2 dots, running stitch, dot, running stitch. And this is what you call faux. Remember when you said that?
faux sewing.
Faux sewing.
Faux sew.
Faux sew.
Faux sew. Faux sew a needle pulling thread.
Okay, I need balance, even on a
Yes.
1-pager. I feel like if I put it here, I need it over here. So we're gonna put a little bit
Maybe on
the purple.
the purple leaf, purple flower. Yeah. Gail was asking what size pen you're using.
I'm using the 0.8
0.8.
from those amazing pens that you recommended. If anyone wants to know, they're those. And we actually do have an Amazon link that is our affiliate link. Oh, thing's about to die, Dave.
Oh, gotcha.
I
was trying to look at it earlier.
Good thing I looked up here.
Mhm.
I'll put it in the chat. It's kind of one of those things I had to test myself, and then I was like, okay, yep.
Yeah, those Get pens, they really are nice.
Although they do get really wet, which is great because you don't have to do this whole back and forth that I've had to do with other weight pens. You're like,
let it
so
dry.
no, it's your hands. You got to make sure you don't put your hand. Like I'm very cautious now.
Be a little harder for a lefty.
To
Some
put,
pots
like-
have a struggle there.
Just to move the paper when you need to. And to really just, and when I say let it dry, like 1 or so minutes, like nothing extravagant. It's just you want to be mindful of that. Especially if I'm tracing like the rings on a background sheet, which I tend to do a lot because I think it's so fun. You really have to kind of just wait between strides through layers. Just wait through layers. Okay. Is that good?
I like
Do I need it around the blues
it.
and things?
Okay. I don't know.
Let me
It's up
see.
for the camera.
I gotta hold it up too. I feel like this one may need it. Mhm. I mean, I could even do around the green.
Mhm. Depends on how much you wanna. Yeah, how much you wanna add.
You guys see that? That's the thing with stitching. It's like once you add the vibe of faux stitching or dotting or whatever you want to call it, you got to be careful not to go too much. But then at the same time, everything can kind of use it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to test it on this green under here and see if I like it on green, if it even shows. I'm going to do it on this one. So this is definitely something I'm always hesitant to do live because I almost stopped talking.
Yeah, I gotta focus in. Yeah.
Yeah. It does refine a space though. I think that's what's so interesting about it. And it's so simple and so basic. So for me, when people ask me like basic tools, I'm like, I really feel like a white pen has to be on the basic tools. A white pen and a black pen. Those go in my tool pouch. So FYI, if you don't have these are great stocking stuffers in the shop. So these are in the shop. These play to create a life you love. And when I go to a crop, I just stick literally all my basics, pencils, scissors, ink, daubers, these 2 pens, my adhesive, and that's my little handy bag for my essentials, basic essentials. So it fits it great. It fits it nicely.
Lori says a beautiful page. It did really turn out nice. Super cute.
I think a little doodling more, right? I should go for it. We're going to go for it. Well, thank you guys so much. I really have enjoyed. I honestly, for whatever it's worth, I was a little unsure about when we were doing the Picking Monday because I was like, Susan, you are just full on raw, and we'll see how this all comes together. But then once you get to that designing, and then once I got to that, the vision started to, it wasn't initially, but it did start to come to light because I could see it. And then I got excited. And now, because of having a system, a method, a rhythm, some kind of basic parameters to work inside of when you're picking paper or designing, like the featured sets were kind of my initial parameter. Of course, I then was inspired to pull out Briar Crescents because of the featured sets, and I'm trying to Spring Fever. That's the other one I used here. But then I was like, oh, but it all started because of that initial inspiration that started to have my mind be free to start reaching for other inspiration and ideas. So again, sometimes we all need that. And that's why here at Kiwi Lane, each month we kind of focus on featured sets to help give you some parameter, not restrictions, just something to work when you get started. And then same thing with the paper picking. Sometimes the formula might play out. Sometimes you might add to it. Sometimes you might, put a few sheets together. But again, that baseline should really help give you somewhere to start. And even despite all those feelings that I really, really did feel, guys, now look what I got to enjoy. And I get to share. I get to share this with Debbie. I get to share this with my kids. I get to share this with David's siblings as well. I'll probably send them a picture and just say how beautiful Debbie is. Put her on the spot again. And I got to just kind of simmer in the joy of this creative process on this specific page. So, you know what? I think I'm going to do a line one. I'm going to change it up here. Usually, I will say I do doodling before I adhere things down, but I will. And one of the things about doodling, is it kind of has the handwriting not like 100% perfect look to it. I wasn't sure about that blue one. Probably should have left it alone. It's okay. I feel like I have to do all of them now. Okay, so again, doodling. Once you start, you can kind of, but I'm not going to do the yellow. I'm not going to doodle this. I could doodle this too, but I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it as is. So some doodling, some not. And ultimately, there's kind of the look. I'll post a picture over in the community. But if you haven't had a chance to see the evolution, I guess, of how this, all these little detail designs came to be, definitely make sure to check out the last event, the design 2. And if you're wondering about the paper selection, check out the papers video, which was the one before. And we'll start this process all again in December with new selections, new paper, and new designs. If you're a Kiwi Club member, definitely make sure to, there we go. Oh, there we go. Join me tomorrow if you're free, or check out the replay. I'm going to share my finishing last page that I made with this month's Kiwi Club kit. I finished my 3 2-page layouts that I get with every month's kit. That's such a good feeling when I hit that last page. Like I said, I was kind of humming and hawing, but I just a little bit over the weekend and left it out and did a little bit. And then last night, it just made my day. It made my weekend. It was just, I think that page that I did last night, finished it last night, I should say, probably is my favorite page that I did out of this month's kit. It was a fun one. So I'll join you guys back tomorrow. Of course, if I don't see or you don't have a chance to jump in, happy Thanksgiving. We really wish you guys the best Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoy it with family and friends and just a chance to slow down and live in those memories. And of course, we're so grateful for you guys. We are going to be sending you a little something in your inbox later tonight. So make sure to keep an eye out for that. Keep checking back into your inbox. We'll keep communicating you specifically this week through email. So make sure you be checking your inbox. All right. I'll send a picture. Here it is. This final page. I'll hold it up one more time to this camera. I love it. I love it. It's priceless. I'm so happy with how it turned out. And I can't wait to share it, like I said, with my kids and with Debbie and with all of you guys. I'll send a picture in the community. All right. Take care. Thanks again so much. Really appreciate you guys. All right. Thank you guys. Thanks, Suzette. Thank you. I'm glad you guys joined it. I'm glad you guys inspired me too. Kept me going. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. All right. Take care. Bye now.